what happens now, and you're seeing the enemy, he's right here. He's trying to take over. Strife exists, contention arises, the law is ignored, justice is never upheld, the wicked surround the righteous, justice comes out perverted. That's what we're seeing now. Even the legal system, everything you read about in the papers, everything you see on the news, you're watching it. This is Habakkuk chapter 1. This is what you wouldn't believe, but you're watching it. Can you believe what's happening? Can you believe the continuous riotous acts and violence and destroying law enforcement and security and protecting the people, allowing the enemy to prevail here at home, not in Red Square, not in communist China, in the United States. And this is precisely what the enemy wants to intensify and increase. Excuse me, excuse the zeal, but I'm telling you, it's happening. The wicked surround the righteous, justice comes out perverted. Look and be amazed and be astonished. You wouldn't even believe this if you were told, but now you see it. I am raising up the Chaldeans. Who are the Chaldeans? These spiritual forces and powers that come in to take over when you allow the enemy to enter the gates of Jerusalem, to enter the family, the home, the community, the marriage, education, all aspects of life. And he comes in like a flood. They are a fierce, impetuous people. These are spiritual powers, the principalities and powers in the realm of darkness, deception, division, and destruction. And here they come. They march through the earth and seize dwelling places which are not theirs. The first dwelling place they try to seek is this, the temple of God, our life, this fertile field of God, and destroy it. Then all the dwelling places, the houses of God, the houses of worship, the family that's to be the center of life, they enter. He said earlier in Lamentations when Jeremiah was writing that the enemy comes through the windows like a thief. Takes the little ones captive, he said. We're watching it. The enemy is dreaded and feared. Their justice and their authority originate with themselves, not with the Word of God, not with absolute, unshakable, irrefutable, historically confirmed truth, but with themselves. What they think. They assert their will and their ways on others. They want to put it in law. They want to get in the highest places of Congress. They want to take over. This is the enemy. This is the enemy of freedom and life and righteousness and godliness and foundational truth upon which freedom stands, and the only way it can be preserved. They are dreaded and they're feared. Their justice and authority originate with themselves. They come for violence. They collect captives like sand. They mock at kings. Rulers are a laughing stock to them. They laugh at authority. They laugh at every fortress, every source of resistance. They sweep through like the wind and pass on. They will be held guilty, those whose strength is their God, their own power. They boast in their numerous warriors, in their violent protesters, and the destroyers. This is the way they act. They're against freedom and peace and righteousness. Why did this happen? Because you, Rock, God, allowed them to correct. You were too pure to approve evil. You can't look on wickedness with favor. So you've allowed those whose righteousness originates within themselves to come in and bring judgment. You've allowed men to become like fish of the sea. And the Chaldeans, the enemy, the invading forces, take them away with a hook. Much of our population is hooked on various forms of addiction. Drugs, alcohol, sex, all manner of things to hold them captive. And they're gathered and dragged in the net. They continually slay nations without sparing. Betty, this is precisely what we're watching and we need to be aware of.